What is up, you guys? Sage here. Today we're going to talk about the C word, convenience, and how convenience can shape your life. What you want yourself to do, what is convenient to you, will become what you do most often. And so, what you do most often shapes who you become. If you want to control who you become, then control what is convenient to you. And a great example is me recording this now when it is really an inopportune time. It's about 20 to 12 on the dot on a Sunday night, and I'm here recording this to be released on a Monday. How is this possible? Well, my bed's right here. I record right next to it. And so, no matter how tired I am, if I know that I have to do this thing or doing this thing would benefit me and it's right there, then it becomes a lot more difficult for me to do anything else when I do have the time. This is a small, minuscule example of a grander point that I'm trying to prove. I have a full time gym membership round the clock where, well, the nearest gym to me that I can walk to and walk back. So that even if I don't have transport, even if my no, like I'm hell or high water, if I want to hit the gym, I'm gonna hit the gym because it's literally the closest gym to me. Instead of going to, for example, a gym that's closest to campus, because what if I'm not going on campus? Am I not working out that day? Is that going to be an excuse for me? Well, it can't be because it's close to where I live, and it opens at a certain time, closes at a certain time. So it's possible for me to go through and do what I have to do whenever I would like to do it. I can make the time and go through and make it happen for myself. And if that is not the case, if for whatever reason, say for example on a Sunday, say for example I haven't worked out an amount that I feel is appropriate from Monday through Saturday. Sometimes most weeks, it's Monday through Friday. Saturday I sneak in a cheeky one here and there wherever I can, but mostly Monday through Friday. If I don't put in the amount of work, if I, for example, have to miss a workout for some or other reason, then I hit that body part that I was meant to hit on that day at home. I got myself dumbbells. Why? So that it is more convenient for me to exercise. Because the reason why I found myself not exercising at home is because it is very um, difficult to get the blood flowing, the blood going, starting from a baseline of push-ups. Just as an example, just starting from a baseline of push-ups, to move yourself from here to wherever the dumbbells are, and then start, and you're doing the push-ups, and it just sucks. There's no build up to it. There's no warm up to it. It's just you're just there in terms of when you're in the exercise. Versus if you have dumbbells, you're doing biceps. You can start with a lightweight, just moving it around, and then the weight gets heavier, heavier, heavier. The blood starts flowing. You start getting into it, and then you can have productive workout from that. You could be doing shoulders, same thing. You start off with a lightweight, your blood's pumping. You can get some music, psych yourself up, whatever the case is. But because you've made it more convenient for yourself to do that, then that's what you're going to default to, and that's ultimately, we're circling back to a concept that we had touched on earlier, which is that habit overpowers the conscious mind. And we're talking about how to build those habits. Well, convenience really, really plays a big role in that. For example, my own mother like wants to get back into exercise and do that regularly, but it is so inconvenient for her to do so. In terms of it is out, she has to go out of her way in order to do that. Whereas I put working out in my way as much as I possibly can so that I can get to it at any point in time. I put recording in my way as much as possible so I can get to it ahead of time. Like my laptop is right here, so if there's work to do, if there's an assignment to do, every time I walk in my room, I'm reminded. So I put myself in a position where it would be very difficult for me not to do the work. Like I have to, or I can trip and fall into doing the work. Um, and I believe in that very, very much, just as a philosophy, as a thought process, that if there is anything that you would like to get done, make it convenient for yourself. What is the reason? I feel like convenience is the silent killer of many dreams. convenience is definitely the silent killer of many dreams, as what you would like to do and what is convenient to you are often very different things. And so you may want to achieve a certain career goal. You may want to um, achieve a certain level of greatness or of um, capability in your given craft. You may want to get to a certain level, but getting to that certain level is going to require you to go out of your way as often as possible. And so, again, a great way to bring yourself closer to that goal is literally to bring yourself physically closer to that goal, closer to whatever the activity is. It's removing sometimes even like pre whatever rituals. Now, for example, before working, some people believe that they need to have a coffee in order to work. Some people believe that they need to do this or they need to do that. And the truth is, the only thing you need to do is work in order to get the work done. Thinking about it doesn't get it done. Ruminating about it, meditating about it, praying about it, whatever you do about the work doesn't get the work done. Besides doing it. And so, when one seeks to become, they must control those habits, because those habits will overpower the conscious mind. Meaning, right now, like I said, quarter to 12 now, and it would be very, very uh, easy for me to just roll into bed and convince myself that I'll wake up tomorrow morning and do it, because it's never the right time, is it? The right time is always tomorrow. It's never right now. And it would be very easy to convince myself of that, except for the fact that I know that this is probably going to be about a 15 to 20-minute recording, 30 maximum. And in order to get to that 15, 20 minutes, I have to be sitting in front of this thing recording. That 30 minutes, I could either do it tomorrow morning or I could do it now, but it's literally only 30 minutes at best. At most, it's going to be 30 minutes. So it's very difficult to convince myself that sleeping and waking up early is a better option than doing it now, because I can literally do it now, get it done, move on. Do it now, get it done, go to sleep, wake up, go gym. Like I could literally do it in such a way that it flows with my life. Going back to the mother scenario, it's like she wants to get back into it, but she has to go out of her way. Well, one of the things I suggested, because I found rather that I needed it myself, which was I told her to get a stationary bike. Like if she really wants to get into it, then to have some sort of equipment. Like for example, skip rope. Like it's so inconvenient to jump rope. Like it's so taxing, and like I'm gonna hop around and I have to do it for like time on end. Whereas if you have a stationary bike somewhere in the house, then every time you walk past it. In fact, if I got a stationary bike, I'd have that thing and I'd put it right next to my bed. Like literally, that's genuinely where I'm at with it. Is I want that thing as close to somewhere that I'm going to be very often as possible, so that I'm constantly reminded that there is work that needs doing, right? And if I'm gonna sit there and watch it, then that thing starts talking to you. Like your goals start talking to you. Like, man, if you think about it, like if you locked in here 30 minutes to an hour, you play your favorite TV show and you start cycling. If you do that every single day, what kind of a transformation could you make? Um, if you put whatever you have to get done in terms of a task next to you, like you wake up, you do whatever you do. Say, like me personally, I wake up, I get on the phone, post my motivational videos, whatever the case is. And when I've posted those, then when I say motivational, I mean purely motivational. I have a WhatsApp channel, so I post motivational videos on that, forward that to my story, and then I may post videos that I've pre-recorded, some short clips, post those out, YouTube, TikTok. Okay, no problem. Now it's time to get my day started. And one of the first things that I'm going to see to the right of me is my laptop. And so it would be very, very convenient for me to just roll out of bed and start working. All right. Especially if I need to do something. Super easy for me to roll out of bed and start working immediately, because it's right there. All I have to do is just hit this button and this thing's going to start turning on. right? To kind of fill in the gaps, I use either music. You can use a stimulant, for example. Got some good coffee back in the house, so as I'm turning this thing on, I might be sipping on the coffee. The coffee waking up my brain, stimulating my brain. There's hot, there's tingling, like things are going on, things are firing, and you're getting in that mood, especially if you have some music on, boom, and then you're in it, right? So the idea is to get in it as quickly as possible, and the way to get in it as quickly as possible is to make it convenient to get in it. And also, the other side of it, like I said, convenience is the killer of dreams, because it is often very inconvenient to do the right thing. It's more inconvenient to cook your meals than it is to get fast food. It's more inconvenient, to actually get through the work, to do the work, to summarize the work that you need to learn chapter by chapter. That's way more inconvenient than watching a quick video and convincing yourself that you've done enough. you know it is more convenient. It costs less energy. It is less taxing in the moment to wake up. You hit that 9 to 5 regular job that has no clear advancement, that has no clear development, not only in as a position, but of you as a person. You may be in that situation, but that situation may be just good enough that it is more convenient to stay in your job and not have to move things around than it would be to jump from that to something better, or even jump from that to something worse so that you can grind your way out of the hole. I mean, you see that's even a three-step process. What's easier? You just say nothing and keep your mouth shut, and then you let your life deteriorate away, or you put yourself in that position to either win or fail based on your skill. Convenience. Oh, sweet, sweet convenience. But yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with that today. Is the reason why it is possible to record even in an inopportune moment. The reason why it is possible to maintain a certain shape, a certain physique. The reason why it is possible to get a certain amount of work done in a very short period of time, as condensed as possible. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm far from perfect. Yo, God knows. But the reason why I can hit it on the head so many times is because I make it as convenient as possible. Like, I make it as easy as possible for myself to do the right thing and to win, because it's so easy to not do the right thing. It's so easy to, like, life makes it such that, Alex Ramosi said, it has never been easier to win, but it's also never been easier to be distracted. Social media can be a tool that you leverage, not in a 1 to 2 quick pump scheme, but it can be a tool you leverage as you make plays that are going to last decades. You build yourself a proper platform, a proper following, and you actually provide value to people. That can be something that can be leveraged and used in the favor of both yourself and the audience, right? If you actually dedicate yourself and you use it, you actually work it. If you work it, it will work on you, and what you and it become as a reflection of one another can be excellent. And the reason why you hit that on the head that many times, the reason why I nail it, the reason why I can, even as inconsistent as I may feel, the reason why it presents as consistent is because it is made as easy as possible to present that way. I make it as easy as possible for me to put the work out. I really, really, I really don't know how to phrase this any better, um, except for that, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to be consistent in, you don't have to be extreme. That's the crazy thing, about uh, winning. I'll call it. Not to say that I'm anything close to a winner in my own books. Like in someone else's books, they may see you as an overachiever, but you don't want to believe that you're an overachiever. You just want to believe that you're actually underachieving compared to what your potential is, or you're just an achiever. Like I've done some things and I give myself credit and I'm grateful for the things that I've done, but there's so much more to be done, you know? So the reason why I'm at very least in that position of somewhat achieving is because you you don't need to be extreme. You just need to be consistent. And that consistency can be unlocked through a habit forming, and those habits can be formed through convenience. So to build onto the base that they've already established in terms of habit overpowering the conscious mind, and we talk about building those habits, a tool that can be used to build the habits that build the future is convenience. Hopefully I've repeated myself enough to make a little bit of sense, and I've been able to kind of elaborate and extrapolate the ideas and put them in a way where they can be easily applicable, and consumable, and actually tangible, that can be used. I want to really give you something that you can right now, today, start applying in your life, and it can start making a difference, right? Which is literally whatever you would like to become, you must do, of course. Whatever you would like to do will be easier to do when it becomes a habit. If you would like to form a habit, make it convenient to repeat the action that is desired in order to get the outcome. Or rather, you remove the outcome completely and the goal becomes to do the work itself, because the work works on you more than you work on it. I'm not going to say much more. Thank you guys for watching. If you have made this far, I really do appreciate you. If you could run straight at that subscribe button, I would appreciate it. But I have been Sage, standing on business. Signing out.